see them all. All right, one more important thing to talk about, of course, is our health. The CDC says about 1 out of 3 U.S. adults, about 75 million that is, have high blood pressure.
This common condition increases the risk for heart disease and stroke, and high blood pressure is called the silent killer because so many people don't even know that they're suffering from it. Our medical reporter, Rosemarie Beltz, is here to demonstrate how you can monitor and control your own blood pressure.
Well, I find we're talking about blood pressure a lot, but people don't really understand what it is. All this stroke talk, right?
Yes.
So basically, really, what blood pressure is just, it's that force that moves the blood through your body. It's determined by your heart rate and the resistance that your heart has to go up against, right? Normal blood pressure is vital, as we know. It gets that blood moving to the tissues and provides oxygen and removes waste. But when those numbers are low or high, that could really set us up for long-term health consequences.
So what is a good blood pressure, and how do I know if mine is not a good number?
Well, it's changing all the time, our blood pressure, right? It varies throughout the day. It depends on how old we are, sometimes our race, our sex, how much we weigh. I think I said that. But 120 over 80 is a good number. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. And it actually, we go in the wrong direction. Every 10 points we increase can increase our chances of a long-term health outcome.
So if 120 over 80, though, is general for most of the population?
Exactly. And here's the thing, though. You may have high blood pressure and not even know it. It takes years for it to show up. By that time, like most health conditions, when you start having symptoms of like bloody noses or headaches, it might be too late. Low blood pressure, a little fatigue, tired, sleepiness.
All right, so talk to us about what we need to do when we pick up one of these blood pressure cuffs and what we can do to be proactive in our health.
Exactly. So the best way to keep track is a blood pressure monitor like this at home. I actually need your left arm.
Okay.
Sorry about that. And to be accurate, it would have to be over a bare arm, actually.
I can pull up my sleeve.
Can you? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's very stretchy.
Okay.
How stretchy.
So with these devices, they don't have to be expensive. You can get them at I ran across the street and got this, a pharmacy.
How much was it?
This was about $35.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not overly expensive. They're all about the same. You want it over your elbow. A little cumbersome.
All right, and if
Sorry
I'm
about that.
in my 30s and 5'2", and what should mine be?
Okay, so 120 over 80 is, no matter, that's like the standard number that we're looking at. This is a very simple monitor. I'm just gonna, I just put the cuff on, press on. Now, it might be a little inaccurate because you wanna set yourself up in a cool environment, not stress, empty your bladder.
Oh.
Yeah, empty your bladder. And before you take your blood pressure, no caffeine for about 30 minutes.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
Exactly. Most of us don't. And I'm actually measuring your blood pressure at a high point during the day. Low is, the morning is lowest, afternoon and evening it will be the highest. Peaks. If you are measuring your blood pressure, you want to measure at the same time every single day for it to be accurate.
That makes sense.
It makes sense, right? So some people, the jury is out about the morning time because it could be artificially low when you wake up. But my surgeon made a really good point. He said, but if it's high in the morning and you are on blood pressure medication, when it should be low, we might know to alter your medication. So as long as you measure it pretty much the same time in trends, record it, get that information to your doctor, then you can make that assessment.
What are some other signs or symptoms that maybe my blood pressure medication is not working as well as it should be outside of me actually taking my blood pressure? Would I see some physical changes in myself if my medicine's not working?
Sure. Good question. So really, if it's too low, it could be too low. You could be overdosing and not even know it.
I'm actually always told I had low blood pressure.
You might have, there you go, and I'll talk about that. You have headaches. You're tired and fatigued. You're not getting oxygen. Too high, you might have really bad headaches. Nosebleeds are a really good indication. But by that time, it might be chronically way too high.
All right, what's my blood pressure?
114 over 83.
Which means what?
It's Good, rock solid.
So which number are we
Mama's
more
watching, too.
concerned with?
Yes,
the
that's-
top number or the bottom number?
So that's a great question. A lot of people dismiss the bottom number, but it's very important. The top number is when our heart's contracting, when our heart's pumping that blood out to the body. The bottom number is when our heart's actually getting blood flow. So that's when our heart's resting, when those blood vessels in the heart are open to get that blood flow. So you don't want any hypertension there, because that would lead to a heart attack and so forth.
And our producer is telling us we're out of time, but the point is high blood pressure not treated over time leads to a lot of other serious health issues like stroke that you told us about yesterday, or heart attack.
Right, and something like this could help prevent that.
Fantastic. And don't forget, Go Red for Women Luncheon is this Friday. It's the American
yeah.
Heart Association putting that on. Tickets are still available for that.
All right, stay with us. Jim Gandy has your forecast after the break.